Alright, anytime there's a supergroup, can't pass up the opportunity to review it, even though I don't do music reviews, because my music palette is so limited to just one genre. I'm still gonna do this one. Saint Asonia. So Saint Asonia is a supergroup featuring ex-3 Days Grace vocalist Adam Gontier, staying guitarist Mike Mishuk, I Empire drummer Rich Beto or something. I've never heard of I Empire, so I don't know who they are, and Finger Eleven's Corey Lauer. Now we all know about Adam Gontier's downfall from 3 Days Grace. We know that Mike Mishuk is on hiatus with Staind. I don't know about the other two, but this is the project that they came up with. They're like, this is going to be the definitive supergroup. And I think this is a good album, but with mixed results. The first half of this album is just flat out hard rock, and then the second half it's still hard rock, but it's just, toned down a little. Honestly, the only way that I can look at this album is that it's a 3 Days Grace album, but without the other members of 3 Days Grace. That's what it sounds like. Better Place can obviously pass as a 3 Days Grace song. It's a really good song. As good of a song it is, I feel like it could be a 3 Days Grace song. And then the song after that on the album, Blow Me Wide Open, that is flat out 3 Days Grace. Do not tell me that is not 3 Days Grace, because that is 3 Days Grace. Then there's a song or two on here that sounds like a Finger 11 song. Then there's a song on here that sounds like a Staind song from their last album. So they're just blending everything together. They're not really coming up with a definitive sound. They're just using all the source material from before that they were in and just blending it all together to create one album. Honestly, the big sound that I'm getting from this album, I feel like this album sounds a lot like a 3 Days Grace album. I hate to say it, but it really does. It's like Adam Gontier was like, okay, I can't leave 3 Days Grace behind. I'm going to do that sound again. You guys can just follow suit. That's what they did. But the songs, they're not bad songs. I mean, they got really good lyrics. They got some good guitar riffs. Got some good hooks. They're catchy. You like the songs. But there's really no definitive sound. I feel like it's just all four bands, all the sounds of their bands just mixed together. I feel like that's kind of a trend with supergroups. Like, the first album, you really don't know what direction you want to take it, so you just use all your influences from your past bands, you just mix them all together with a whole new band, except for Scott Weiland. Audioslave felt like a Soundgarden album with a whole new band, except for Chris Cornell. See what I mean? Supergroups really don't get a definitive sound until their, second or third album. Some highlights on this album, I definitely like Better Place. That's the album opener and the first single. That is a kick-ass song. Blow Me Wide Open's a really good song. King of Nothing's a really good song. I think the highlight is definitely Fairy Tale. That's a really good song. It's like all the songs are good and structured well. If the guys weren't in these other bands before, it probably would have been, really good. And it still is good, but like I said, it's with mixed results. The songs are structured well, but they need to come up with a definitive sound, like a new sound that doesn't, compare these guys to their old work. They need to be looked at as something new, not just like, oh, this guy was in this band, this guy was in this band, this guy was in this band, this guy was in this band. It sounds like a mixture of all four of those bands. No, you can't do that. I feel like that's a problem all these supergroups have. Overall, I would give Saint Asonia a 2.5 out of 5. It's a solid debut album, and it's got a lot of stuff that I like. It's just not a definitive sound. They need to come up with a definitive sound, not just a mix of all four bands together. And I hope they do that on their next album. And I apologize for bringing this review late. I got this album last week. Went to Comic-Con over the weekend, so I couldn't listen to it until Monday or Tuesday, So, bringing it to you on Wednesday. That's all that matters. So I was busy, Comic-Con, school, work, a lot of other stuff. I just can't get everything that I want to talk about out. However, the Deadpool trailer is out. I will talk about that. So have you listened to the new supergroup, Saint Asonia? Have you listened to their album? I want to know what you think, so I want some feedback. Drop me a comment in the comments section below. And for more news and reviews on movies, movie trailers, video games, and TV shows, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. If you're on YouTube, hit the big red subscribe button, and welcome to Maddenville.